Gotta make sure we all can see
author
it.
Kirk drew an overflow crowd, and I'm talking thousands of people at the Indianapolis Public Library yesterday to hear him read his new Christian-themed kids book, As You Grow. But it took persistence to make this happen, folks. His publisher, Brave Books, says more than 50 libraries across the country actually ignored or even rejected his offers to appear. He says libraries in Indianapolis and Scarsdale, New York, where he's reading later today, changed their minds after public outcry. Now, the libraries are pushing back against that notion. They say that he is welcome, but the good news is he's getting to hold his readings, but not without a fight. Kirk's book, As You Grow, teaches, quote, the biblical truths of the fruit of the Spirit. And Kirk Cameron is here to talk about it with us.
Just real quick, how crazy is that they literally, nobody wanted to hold his book tour, yet everybody wants to have drag story hour, which doesn't even make sense in its own. Why does a drag queen need to read books to kids? Because that's not how it was. That's not how it was when I was a kid, so I don't understand why that's a thing. I don't understand why that's a thing at all. But then this guy has a Christian book, and it's like, no, we don't want to do it. It's crazy. Saying, do you have locks? Yes, I have locks. I'm a year and 6 months in now, I think. Don't quote me on that. I would have to actually count the months, but I know I'm over a year. And I know I'm not close to 2 years, but we gonna get there. Oh no, I am close to 2 years. Because I think I got relocked in March. I originally got locked a year ago in February for the first time, and the loctician I went to did not do it correctly, so I had to comb it out. And then I think in like May I had went back. So yeah, I guess I am close to 2 years. I guess I am. I got a super chat? Thank you! Hold on, because Restream ain't showing it. Hold on now, wait a minute. Did I get a super chat? Guys, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. Yeah, I did. Restream is showing it funny, so it's not showing correctly. Oh, it does. Thank you. Thank you, School of the World. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that so much. It's funny because my boyfriend, before I came on, he was just like, somebody's going to give you a super chat. And I was just like, yeah. I was like, we'll see who even shows up, okay? I was like, my 1 or 2 viewers aren't going to give me a super chat. And he was just like, okay, we'll see. Every time he says something, it happens. I need to start listening to him more. Thank you, Scooter. I truly appreciate that because you did not have to do that, and I was not expecting it, but thank you. Bagels and locks? That sounds like a great thing to do. I deserve... Aww. Now I wish I had more sounds so it could just be like, aww. And then all I got is like the silly sounds. I don't have anything to go with it. This is like the best sound I have. Bagels and locks, that would be... I should buy breakfast one morning. So, School of the World, thank you. You just got some bagels and locks for me. I appreciate it.
This has been quite a battle. You would never imagine that you'd be in for the battle of your life because you wrote a children's book. First of all, tell us about your children's book, and then we'll talk about the fight and the resistance that you were met with.
Yeah, what's the children's book?
The book is called As You Grow, and I've partnered with Brave Books to write this about biblical wisdom and the fruit of the Spirit, which is love, joy, kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control. And I wanted to do a story hour at public libraries across America, and we were denied by over 50 woke libraries who have also hosted drag queen story hours for toddlers.
I just called it.
Yes, that is right. Brave Books, by the way, as you probably have all have heard, I did Fiona's Fantastical for it, also on bravebooks.com. So both of our books, so we're co-authors on separate books. But anyway, when you basically tried to get into a couple of these libraries, not only were you met with resistance, you actually had to threaten legal action. which is crazy.
That's right. We asked for a story hour, just like others have done story hours, and these libraries said they were not interested and that their communities were not interested. And it wasn't until I published a public letter asking them to reconsider and then mentioning the fact that we have constitutional rights. In fact, I have my copy of the Constitution right here, that I will assert in court that they reversed course. And, you know, yesterday just told the whole story in Indianapolis. The community showed up in record numbers. More people showed up for this book reading than any other event in the 137-year history of the library.
Which this is really speaking volumes, not only about conservative suppression in this country, but about that need of those people that are being suppressed, those conservatives, those Christians that really want a storybook hour. They don't want to go and listen to drag queens read to their 18-month-olds. Okay, let's talk about Scarsdale Library here in Westchester, because I have to read their comment about how you guys basically had said, Brave Book had said that they basically reversed their invitation. When asked to comment on the reversal in allowing Kirk to host a story hour,
of course,
the director of Scarsdale Public Library had this to say: there was no reversal. In a statement, they go on to say the event is not a library-sponsored program, but rather a meeting room rental is what they're calling it. That cannot be rejected based upon political or religious content under the First Amendment. First of all, it was not a sponsored event. Brave never asked the library to sponsor their event. In fact, we've got the original email, Scarsdale Library. Let's put it up on the screen. We would love to schedule a story hour for Mr. Cameron's book, where we read As You Grow and speak to families about following the wisdom of the Bible, as well as discussing the harmful effects of woke ideologies, specifically CRT and the transgender agenda. So nowhere in that email are we asking Scarsdale Library to sponsor an event. So that is fake news right there.
Yeah.
And they are sponsoring and paying for and promoting drag queen story hours for children. But we don't even get a mention on the website calendar. If you go to the website, you won't see it. They do tell you that there's a Play-Doh play date going on today, but in Scarsdale, we will be there and we expect record numbers.
Yeah, I'm on the scarsdalelibrary.org website right now, and it actually is featuring the Drag Queen Story Hour. It happened back in June of 2022. It's still on their website. The demographic is 18 to 24-month-olds. I'm not making this up. And anyone over the age of 10 may be left alone without a parent. But no.
That's gross. That is gross. And they wonder why people be like, you guys are groomers and pedophiles, because that don't make sense. Why is drag queens like want to speak? Why can't they just, like, if you want to like do story time with kids so bad, why not be like, hey, I want to just read to the kids this week and sign up to volunteer or whatever, and you just do it in your regular plain clothes? What's so hard about that? Like, you don't see dominatrix be like, oh yeah, we're gonna do dominatrix story hour. Like, that would just be weird. I'm glad he got the record numbers, and I'm not shocked that it happened in Indianapolis either, because I was in Indiana I was back in March. Literally the area I was in, I was like an hour from Indianapolis. The freeway right next to the hotel we were staying in was like a huge cross just coming straight out the ground. And it's crazy because I wasn't religious at that point in time. Not earlier this year. I'm sorry. Last year. I'm forgetting we're in a whole new year now. But last year when I went. And it was crazy because I wasn't religious at that point yet. But upon seeing it, like, I would always listen to like religious music. Like Christian hip hop and stuff when I would pass it. It was weird. I don't know why I did that or why I was into it, but
nowhere in there does it say Kirk Cameron's coming to the library this afternoon still. And you drew 2,500 people at a library in Indianapolis. The most that they've had in the library since like over 100 years.
And Julie, what really excites me is that people weren't there just to hear a story. They said to us, we can't even get into the building because it's at capacity, but we want to know what can we do to support this movement. This isn't about woke libraries. I love what Samuel Adams said. He made a great beer, but he made an even better founding father. And he understood oppressive government that was destroying morals of children. And he said this, he said, it does not take a majority to prevail, but rather an irate, tireless minority keen on setting brush fires of freedom in the minds of men. And yesterday in Indianapolis, a brush fire of faith, family, and freedom was ignited. It's now spread to Scarsdale, New York, and it's moving across the country uncontained. I am so thrilled.
I'm so happy for you guys. Bravebooks.com is where you can get our books. And today they have a special, actually. You get both our books for free if you subscribe at bravebooks.com. I mean, faith, family, freedom. Gee, that's so offensive. My God, the whole woke ideology is just out of control, and I'm glad that you're fighting against it as you grow. It's awesome. Thank you so much, Kirk, for coming in to talk to us today.
Thanks. Great to talk with you.
I'm Steve Dusky.
I'm happy. I'm happy that once he was able to get into a library, he got the crowd. He said it's moving like wildfire. Good. He deserves it. Because like she said, freedom, family. I don't know why people are so, like, they're trying to make it like that's such a bad thing. That's a good thing. I was watching another YouTuber earlier today. I was watching his live stream. And he said something that somebody tried to tell him, like, as a diss. They was just like, oh, yeah? Well, you've been married to the same person for 18 years. Like, they said it like it was a negative thing. And he was like, okay, thank you. Like, that's positive. That's a positive compliment. Like, why would you even say that to me like it's negative? These people are so backwards. Like, you're supposed to have a family. You're supposed to have kids. You're supposed to be married. It's just how it's supposed to be. Like, them fighting against it, but then wanting all this weird crap. It's gross. It's gross. That's the best way.